Rejection is a bitch. It's a bully. Like it intimidates you from, confronting an opportunity, a person, a situation, because you are afraid that you will be declined, that you will not be accepted, or taken in or whatever. Like, it won't be favorable. And you have, humiliation present now because you're like, shit. I feel like I deliver my best self. And, the response was, I'm good. Appreciate it though. And so then, you're playing with this thought like, damn, like what was it? Where was my weak side? Where was my unacceptable? What was that? How do I create, how do I change it? Right? So then we become obsessive to an extent where we are wanting that person to give us clues, or if not direct information, details, or that situation, whatever it was that had reject, that felt like it was stamped across your whole being. Now you're pursuing to find out what can I do to change it, and then it can also turn into revenge, right? Because now we're like, oh, okay. You don't know what you just said no to. You know what I'm saying? So now we're like, I'm going to show you that I'm a big ass yes. I'm going to show you that what you thought was less than, or you felt like wasn't measuring up, how it was a big mistake for you. And then, we're still wanting them to validate something they already said they was cool on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still wanting them because now we're using this energy that we have to still show somebody that their decision wasn't the best decision. But the part that's so wild is, if you're someone who likes for your decisions to be respected, whether it's to the favor of whatever the situation is or not, like people just need to just accept that that's what you decided, then why is that grace not applied to the person or situation that rejected us? Why is that grace not considered, where they or it has the right to say, no, thank you, without having some type of derogative connection now moving forward? Where now once that memory or that occasion reoccurs, now it has this sourness to it, right? It has this odor. And you know what I'm talking about when I say odor. It's already attached, because when someone brings it up, your face twists. Like you done smell some shit that just is shit. You know what I'm saying? So your face all twisted up because you feel a certain kind of way about it. And then, it causes whatever. And it still does not connect, but yet and still you still do not connect to the ownership of where the grace should have been applied. Or, how because we're in this mode of revenge, now we have still transferred. We're still feeding. We're still feeding them our power. I mean, can you see it? Because when I say feeding them, like I can see me holding a spoon, waiting for the opportunity to throw my power, which is me wanting them to validate that I've done something, like they made a mistake, right? Waiting for me to throw my power into their throat because I want to see them choke on the shit. I mean, that's the realest part of it, right? That's what revenge is supposed to be about. You want to see them suffer. Excuse me, suffer from, whatever you felt like wasn't favorable for you. And so you ready to turn the tables. And so now you've used this energy that should have been to nurture you into nurture you from a understanding of something that is delicate in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nurture that injury that came from someone declining or something declining you. Nurture why is it that that's hurting you like that when they have the right to that choice? That's what we should be doing with the energy. But instead, we still have it rotating as if the connection between the two was something that was mutual. And I'm saying the connection between the two, like we're sitting up here still feeding into this person or situation that has already decided they do not want to participate. They do not want to invest. But yet and still, we're still like stocking up the pot. You know what I'm talking about? Like the thing, like our side is still, we still making deposits into something that won't ever be touched. Or let's say this, if it does get touched and they were like, well, okay. And they take all of it and still don't give you the validation you was wanting. Now you feel like you've been robbed 2 times. But on their side, they're like, well, shit, you must just want me to have this because I had already told you I was good. So for you to keep putting something into this account, it must just be on GP just because you want to. Not because I have some type of responsibility in it. But yet and still, we're still looking at them like, why did you not do right? You still ain't doing me right. You still ain't doing right by me. And then guess what you do? You hop your ass right back on that cycle. Right back into that loop. And you start running that race again. It's wild. And the thing is that because I was asking myself, I was like, damn, am I going crazy? Because I'm like, I'm doing the same thing, expecting a different result, right? And the same thing that I was doing or am doing is that I still put trust into what I am committing to, making a decision on. I put trust behind it. And so when it comes back declined, I go into this cycle like, shit, okay, where what the fuck? Like, where was I lacking where it did not make the cut? And I started flipping things over, several times. And then after I've beat myself up for feeling like I didn't, because I didn't get accepted for what I felt like I should have been accepted for. And this is the thing, is that our understanding of acceptance is so fucking warped, right? So because I didn't get accepted in that particular situation, now I'm starting to cancel out shit that I'm already accepted in, or already, have a connection to. I'm inquiring everything, or I start gathering stuff from the past to say, oh, that didn't connect either. That didn't connect either. Okay, they did not connect. And they didn't connect because it wasn't meant to be a connection. Or if it was a connection and it disconnected sooner than later, it's because that's what the timeline said. So it's like, okay, you have to find where your place is in it. And if you didn't do your due diligence when you were involved in it, and it didn't connect, well, there's two things that let you know that it wasn't meant to be a connection. One is because you didn't give your best. Typically, if it's something that you want to be involved in, you give it the best, I think. Or maybe I should only speak for myself. When I decide I want to be involved in something, I'm giving it its best. And if it doesn't connect, then what else can I do but respect the disconnection, the rejection? So this is what I want to just say about the rejection, or what rejection has, or some of the understanding that I am being presented with, is that rejection has a place in us, just like acceptance does. It plays the same role as our light and shadow self, right? Like, so many of us, again, we love to speak on our light, our illumination. And when it comes to our shadow self, we want to detach from it as much as possible, because we just don't like how it's being translated outside of ourselves, or even sometimes inside of ourselves. I'm saying this to say that rejection has just as much strength as your shadow does. And it's not about you saying that it does not exist, or, pretend like it's not there. No, it does exist. And yes, it is here. And the thing is that it has space has been created for it for a reason, because it is a part of us as well. And what we have to start seeking and being more at oneness with is balance between the two, between our light and our shadow, between our acceptance and our rejection, because the acceptance sometimes does not work to our, is not as favorable either. But because we felt like it felt good the first time, then we find ways to say that it was okay when it got bad. Balance out all of it. It makes our mindset not feel like it is a traffic jam. Blessings to you. Blessings to me. Blessings individually and blessings collectively.